Well, good morning. A foggy morning outing. It's a forecast for heavy fog for a couple hours, but it's going to take me about an hour and a half. I'm heading up to Sand Island on the western side of the Apostle Islands, and going to get out for a little bit of a day sail today. So it's about a 70 miles or an hour and a half drive from my house to Little Sand Bay, which is a beautiful little spot to access the Apostle Islands. I'll show you a little bit about that when we get there. Been working on a couple projects. A few days ago it was blowing 20 with gusts to 40-mile-an-hour winds, and I was out having fun. And you think you'd worry about like braking gear with wind like that. I don't worry about that. But when I was putting the boat back on the trailer, my mizzen line sheet was a little bit loose. It got caught on the dock, and just as I'm pulling the boat up, I feel a little bit too much resistance. I go back and look, and sure enough, that it caught up and ripped the clue off my mizzen and tore about a 12-inch rip along the luff edge of the sail. So I've had some fun with repairs, and I think I'm back in business, though I'm likely to time to replace my sail soon anyway. So I'm likely to order a new mizzen, at least for now, and then see what a whole set costs and if I can afford that. The other project yesterday was getting new tires on my trailer. So I have brand new tires and lubed up the bearings. So, fun project for yesterday. All right, this is what we're driving into. And we're going to give that sun an hour to burn it all off. Coming into Little Sand Bay, Apostle Islands Visitor Center. 2 miles out. Alright, so here's the campground. There's someone getting ready to go out. Well, here's the launch and safe harbor. There's a nice little beach on either side. Winds out of the west today. So, got to figure out what I want to do, but nice little breeze. And away we go. Sand Island's out there. I think I'm going to go work my way up to the southern tip, and then work my way along the shore there on the eastern side. There's sea caves, and it's kind of interesting. See what it's like when we get out there. It gets really, it can get bigger waves than you would anticipate through this section, because there's sand that connects Sand Island and the main shore. And there are spots in there where it's only about 6 feet deep, so you get this big fetch from off the lake, comes through this channel, hits that shallow, and can kick up some pretty nasty stuff. Doesn't look too bad today, a little bouncy, but not bad. Time to clean up this mess. Alright, that's a little better. And I did all that without I didn't even know where I was going. Took a peek up for boats every once in a while, but we're plugging along here at 3 knots. Sail's not sailing perfectly, but we're sailing in a straight line without touching the tiller, so that's kind of nice. I'm sailing into Little Sand Bay, which is just west, Sand Bay. Little Sand Bay is where I put in. This is just west of there. This is the closest point to Sand Island, up from that point over there. And just straight ahead of me here, what I'm looking at, it says it's 2 to 3 feet of water. Right now I stuck an oar down. I'm still in 8 at least. Can't touch the bottom. So I've never been over to this shore. Thought I'd check it out. Well, I decided I'm gonna sail up along the western side of Sand Island up here, and winds out of the west, little southwest, and that should be a quick run up the lee shore, and along the north shore I should have a little bit of a tailwind behind me, and then hopefully a beam reach heading back to the harbor. All in all, that's another 10 miles or so, and so that should make for, I don't know, 15-20 mile day, and we'll get a stopping for lunch in there. The wind is just gorgeous. The chops come down a little bit. Get these nice little puffs that are going to pull me up around the north side of this, or the west side of this. Can't point too much higher, but we're going to make that point. 20 miles of open, cold water that way as we're coming around the western side of Sand Island in front of me. And we got, let me show you what we're looking at. So we want to make it up around that point, and then we can truly turn back east. And in the meantime, this lee shore doesn't offer much, so if you were out here in a real blow, it would be kind of gnarly. A little rocking and rolling, not too bad. Able to get off close hauled and pick up speed a little bit. Eagle Island over that way. Thanks, John.
Born a raccoon, I will die a raven. Trade my fur for feathers by my old and aching days. Banded eyes, a toddler, timber-laid grandfather mystery. Love you linger, till my feathers fight the fate. When you knew me, I was sleeping all day long.
Alright, we got some sea caves over here on the western shore. I'm getting bounced around a bit. I think as the waves come off and bounce off these cliffs. Um, Getting ready for a little bit of a downwind run once I make this corner up here, or at least a broad reach. Not a lot of wind, but sure is bouncy. Time for a little wing-on-wing action as we run along the north of the island here.
I was born a raccoon, and I will die a raven, trading my fur for feathers. By my
Wind's pretty much dead behind, a little bit on the starboard side, but should be a fun, quick run.
Bandit eyes, a toddler, Limberley, grandfather mischief. Love you
Sounds
linger,
and sailing.
and my feathers fight the fate.
Things are going to quiet down here as we come into the lee of Sand Island. I'm going to sneak into Justin Bay over here. Lighthouse is back that way. Keep sailing past that. Still blowy out there, but it will be quiet in here. Hopefully I find enough wind to get home. Well, tucked into Justice Bay for a little bit. Find a tree, munch some food, stretch my legs. I've anchored in here with bigger boats with friends before. Nice little spot, and nice little sea caves all over this way. Right around the corner. So anchorages like this often have some really nice sandy areas that anchors hold really well. But then like closer to that shore, it's more of shelf, rock. Tough to get anything in. Just across around the point is another East Bay. And I think there's a dock there. We're going to go around the corner and see in a few minutes. I forget, I should know. In the meantime, I'll go for a little walk and cool off my feet. It's a favorite place for kayakers to come and check out some sea caves. It's a little more protected than the other side. I'll get a nice close look here. Wind's behind me, so the boom's trying to decide which way it wants to smack me. This way or that way? Ow. Ow. Oh, just stay there. gonna get out of here and go find some wind again. So East Bay has a nice dock. Seems like last time I was up here, they're just redoing this. Pretty protected. Lots of folks out here today. They do have camping here, I believe. It's been a while, but I think they have pads like that picnic area. And then attachments you can stick down between the boards to hold your tent in place. Well, after this morning, this is going to put me to sleep. Just gently rocking away here at about 2 knots as the wind decided it was done. I was thinking of staying out a little bit longer, but at this rate, I don't know that there's a point. Just gotta get up there. So I think I'll make it. Heading home. This drive along the South Shore is very nice. I'm gonna stop in Cornucopia, see if I can find some dinner.